What's up, everybody? It's week 5 of the college football season. Let's make our predictions now. So, the first game we are picking is Florida State versus Virginia. Now, Florida State, 6.5 point favorites on the road. Now, everybody remembers they beat Alabama week 1 and all that. It's cool. They've been 3-0. They've been dominating. Virginia, the surprise, 3-1. I think that's the. I think they got BYU's former coach. I think for football, I believe. Actually, I don't remember, but they're 3-1. They're surprised. I'm gonna go with Florida State to win that game on the road, though. I don't know if it'll be a good game or not. It could be, um, but I'm going Florida State. Next game, a Big 12 matchup with TCU versus Arizona State. Now this is gonna be a close game. TCU is very good. They beat North Carolina week 1. Pretty much embarrassed them. They have not lost since. Arizona State coming off of winning against Baylor. 3-1. I'm going to go. Now this is going to be close. I'm going with TCU on the road. It's going to be close though. The next game, Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest. Now, how many of you thought Georgia Tech would be 4-0 right now? Ranked number 16 is the highest ranking they've had since 2015, I believe. They're going up against a Wake Forest team that probably isn't very good. I'm going to go Georgia Tech to win that game. The next game, you got a Big Ten matchup. 4-0 USC versus Illinois, who's coming off a big loss to Indiana by 53. They're coming into the game hosting USC, who just got done beating Michigan State a week ago. I'm going USC to win. I don't really know if Illinois is as good as they seemed. USC's playing outstanding football right now. I think they'll continue. And yeah, I believe USC wins that game. Next game, you got Arkansas versus Notre Dame. This one, I don't know. It could be a tough game. Arkansas could win. But am I gonna go with it? I'm not sure. How about I'm going to go. I think I'll go Notre Dame to beat Arkansas. I don't know if Arkansas is good enough to hang with Notre Dame. It might be a close game, but I think in the end Notre Dame wins. Next game, Utah State versus Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will win this game. They're playing very good. 4-0. They surprised people last year when they had some big upsets. They're doing it again this year. They're starting out better, and they're playing very good right now. I'm going with them over Utah State. Now the next game. Number 1 Ohio State traveling to Seattle to take on the Washington Huskies. Ohio State playing great defense. They beat Texas week 1, playing good, playing better than they did week 1. And then you got Washington, who's running the ball very good. However, if you're comparing the teams they beat and played, Washington has not played anybody. They played Colorado State, who gave them a tough time for like 3 quarters or whatever it was. Then they beat UC Davis, not that good. And then they crushed Washington State after it was close for a while. I'm going to pick Ohio State to win this game. I just think Ohio State's a way better team. And Washington did this last year. They started, well, I don't know if they started 3-0 because they didn't, but they're good, maybe. They might be improved from last year, but they're not going to be that great in the Big Ten, I don't believe. They could surprise and be okay, but for this game, I'm going Ohio State to win. The next game, you got the LSU Tigers versus Ole Miss, a battle of SEC teams. Both 4-0. LSU's struggled offensively most of the time this season. Their defense has been lights out, though, allowing 10 or fewer in every game. Ole Miss came out to play against, they came and played really good against Tulane, who a lot of people thought could be a possible upset alert pick. But that did not happen. Ole Miss Holstein, I'm going to go actually with LSU to win on the road. I think their defense will be able to contain Ole Miss a little bit, and it's going to be a back and forth defensive battle. Maybe. I mean, there might be some offense, but I think LSU will have just enough to win. The next game, Auburn Tigers versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M 3-0, coming off good wins against Notre Dame and all that. Auburn coming off a tough loss against Oklahoma. The traveling Texas A&M is a tough place to play. I believe Texas A&M wins that game. Next up, you got Indiana and Iowa. Indiana's playing outstanding. Apparently, Indiana quarterback Mendoza is the current Heisman favorite. Shocker, right? Yeah. Indiana just coming off a big, huge win against Illinois, beating them 63-10. Now, I've been hearing that Indiana may actually be a better team this year than their team last year that made the playoff. Iowa is a weird team because Iowa is known for playing defense and, basically winning by defense. I'm going to pick Indiana to beat Iowa. I don't think Iowa will have enough offense. Their defense may keep it somewhat close, but I think in the end, the offense of Indiana will be a little too much for Iowa. The next game, Tennessee going to Starkville to take on Mississippi State. Now, Mississippi State 4-0 this season. Last year they were not very good. Would they go 2-10 or something? They're surprising me, everybody. Tennessee's playing very good. They did lose the one game, but I think Tennessee wins this game on the road. And it may not be that close, but it could. Next game, Arizona going to Ames to take on Iowa State. Now, a lot of people were not very high on Iowa State coming into the season. Some people were high on Kansas State, possibly, Texas Tech, all that. Iowa State, sneaky good. 4-0. Arizona, a surprise, 3-0. They haven't played in Big 12 games yet, but this will be the first. Now, I'm liking this in Iowa State team more than I am Arizona, so that's why I'm going with Iowa State to win. The next game, a big, huge Big Ten matchup in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. Penn State hosting the Oregon Ducks. Now, these two teams played in the Big Ten Championship a season ago, with Oregon winning. They both made the playoffs. However, Penn State made it further in the playoffs. We all know Oregon did not last very long. Oregon's playing a lot of good football. Penn State is just doing what they've been needing to do and just blow out teams every week, which is what you're supposed to do if you're playing the type of teams they are and you're a team like Penn State. Now, some people are picking Penn State to be a possible national title. I'm not sure I'm going that far, but they should make the playoffs again. But for this matchup, I'm actually going with Oregon to come into Penn State and upset Penn State, if you can call it an upset. Technically, it is number 6 versus 3, and Penn State's 3.5-point favorite. Sorry about that, but yeah, I'm going to pick Penn State to lose to Oregon. It could be a rematch down the line, possibly. But I think Oregon's good enough. I think they'll be able to handle the whiteout that everybody says will be very tough. And it may as well be tough. But I think Oregon will be able to pull through. Not Oregon State, but Oregon will be able to pull through and they will win. And I'm actually thinking that it might not be very close. I kind of can see Oregon winning by at least double digits, maybe 17, maybe 20. That's just me, and maybe it won't happen, but we'll see. But anyway, I've got Oregon winning that game. The next game, a big SEC matchup as well. Alabama versus Georgia. Now, Georgia and Alabama have had rivalries in the last few years, counting playoffs, SEC championships, national championship the 1 year, the 2 times, or whatever. Georgia's looking okay. Alabama's rebounding nicely after the losing to Florida State week 1, after them getting embarrassed by them. However, I'm going with Georgia at home to beat Alabama. Could be a close game. It could be like a 3-point win, but, you know. The next game, Missouri versus Massachusetts, or UMass. Missouri will easily win. There's nothing I need to really say about that game. The next game, BYU going to Colorado to take on Colorado. Now, funny thing is, last season, these two teams did not play during the regular season. And because of that, for some reason, they played each other in the bowl game, which to me made no sense. That you would have two teams from the same conference in a normal bowl game playing each other. Of course, I guess it doesn't really matter because none of the regular bowl games really matter too much when you got the playoffs. But for them it did, and BYU hammered Colorado then. And this year, this Colorado team is a weird team. Like, they don't look very good, and then they come out and beat Wyoming and look good in that. However, I'm going with BYU to win. I think this BYU team is playing good. Colorado, you still have some questions. I don't really think they're that good, and we'll see how it turns out, but I'm going with Colorado to lose to BYU. Now, thanks for watching week 5 of the college football picks, and I'll see you guys next week.